Well, hello everybody. Solo Black 313 Rise and Ride coming at you, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Well, today's video vlog will be a little bit different from any vlog I've ever done. First of all, I'm vlogging, the way I'm videotaping this vlog is a little bit different. As you know, I'm in Detroit, Michigan. It's wintertime. And also, as you know from my last video, this will be the first time in 5 years I'm not riding my bike through the wintertime due to the fact that I've neglected both my bikes in the summer of 2022. So in January 2023, I've decided to do some serious maintenance on my ST1300 and my Honda Shadow. Today, I'm going to touch on a very mucho caliente topic, a very hot topic that's going around the internet and in America as of today, January the 15th, 2023. And that subject is Passport Brothers. Okay, this should be a good one. Stick around and roll that intro. Okay, what is a passport brother? Well, that term in its beginning referred to a black man that's leaving the United States to move to another country. But before passport bros became this large thing, there was already a term that was used for a person that left this country and went to a foreign country to live. And that term was expat. Now, as in the US thing, everything is color based. Expat mainly was referred to a white male with a lot of money that was able to travel, and then through his travels decided he wanted to stay and live the rest of his life out in another country. So that's what it was. Webster's dictionary defines expat as a person leaving his home country to live in another. And that term was mainly used for white men. But lately, that term has incorporated to any man, regardless of color, leaving this country to live in another. Now, in this country, the military has always been a place where men and women traveled to foreign countries and foreign lands via the armed services, whether it be the Marines, the Air Force, the Army, or the Navy. And there was always a percentage of Americans that once they got out and they saw the world and they seen the different cultures, there was always a small percentage of those military personnel that once they were released from their military service terms, decided to go back to certain countries. Now, I have no scientific data to prove what I'm saying to be, 100% accurate, but just due to my investigation and observation on social media, and that is something that we use nowadays that we didn't use 20 years ago. It seems that there are different types of passport brothers. You have some younger guys in their 20s to 40s, and it seems like they're headed down to South America. They're going to places like Colombia, Brazil, Belize. Now, a lot of guys and girls also, but we're mainly talking about guys who are in that 20 to 40 year age range. They have high tech jobs that allow them to work, web based type jobs. And they can work remotely anywhere in the world. All they need is a computer and a modem, and they can conduct their jobs and businesses abroad. Now, like I say, I have no scientific data on this. I'm just saying this is what I have seen. Um, Older passport bros, those are the guys between 40 and over, seem to be moving to places like Thailand, the Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, Africa. And they're not just moving to those countries to have a good time and chase girls and parties. Not to say that they're not when they're moving to the Asian countries and African countries, but it seems like those guys that are 40 and over are moving to these countries because they're retired. They're divorced, or they've just never been married, and they're at that age now where they're in the golden days of their life. So they've decided to move overseas. So why are American males, black and white, making a mass exodus? Well, I don't think it's a mass exodus. It's just that if you check the numbers within the last 10 years, American males are leaving the country for various reasons. Now, I'm going to hit on some of the reasons, and for my female viewers, this is not bashing of females in any way, shape, or form. I am just stouting or putting out numbers, and numbers don't lie. And I have my own personal experiences about certain things in this country that would make me want to leave. Now, like I said, if you guys want to check out YouTube videos, all you gotta do is type in Passport Brothers or expats, and then you'll come up with a ton of videos explaining more in detail the reason why a lot of men from America are leaving to go to either South America or to a lot of the Asian African countries as of in 2023. Now, I myself know two people that I've known for over 30 years that have packed up and left America. One of my friends bought a property and land down in Belize, and then one of my friends bought a condo in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And basically, both of them said that it was an issue of romance, traditional values of the family and the woman, and so those were their reasons for leaving America. Like I say, reasons could vastly be different for each individual out there. I'm just, presenting their facts and the reason why. And basically, I'm not gonna get all technical. Both of them said they had a hard time finding American women. Not that they had a hard time finding them, but they had a hard time finding an American woman with traditional values. I am all for feminism in the regards of if a woman goes to school, goes to college, betters herself, she should be getting what a man makes in that same position. And I don't want to just say college. There's other avenues that a woman can take or men can take to further themselves educationally. Everybody's not geared for college. Women in the trades have been coming up also, but they're still saying the same things that women in college have been saying once they've gone through college and gotten into corporate America. Women in the trades are saying also, well, I went to a trade school, I became a plumber, a carpenter, an electrician, and the pay for women aren't the same as it is for their male counterparts. And the numbers speak for it. Like I said, I'm a person of numbers, and the numbers do speak that women traditionally make less money. So now, as far as my feminist views, no, If a woman has done the same thing a man does, she's gone through the same education, she's put in the work, she's been in the trenches, she's been doing, a plumbing or carpentry from the rough, brick mason from the rough. No, you pay her what you pay a man. So now let me get back to why these friends of mine left because of traditional feminism. Boy, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I'm just sharing. From my own experiences as a male in America, yes, I have experienced where someone wanted to have me pay all of the bills because I work and they were working also. I think men take breakups harder than women, and once you are hurt, especially if that hurt comes at a young age, for the most part, you're not going to be running out there getting hurt. I'll give you an example of myself. Now, in my videos, if you see me, I smile all the time. I have a natural gap. Okay? Now, in my mid-20s, I was hanging out with a young lady, and we were hanging out about 8-9 months. And I'm gonna go out there and get this out first. Yes, there was sex involved. There was sex involved, there was dinners involved, there was some small trips involved, and we partied a whole lot. And I felt myself falling for this woman. And so, right around that 6-7 month time frame after being with her, I decided in my mind that I was going to ask her to go the step forward so I could get past the BF stage. We didn't use the term BFF or BF back in the days, but that's basically what it was. I was hanging out with her, I was enjoying her company, we were having a good time. So I thought about it a lot, got up enough nerve. One day we were out eating, we were downtown, it was a beautiful day, and I stepped to her, I'm like, hey, look, we've been hanging out 6-7 months, I'd like to get more of a commitment because I was kind of still seeing other people, and so was she. And let me tell you what she said to me. She says, Kenny, I dig you, you're cool, I have a great time with you, but every time you smile, it's a turnoff. Every time I see that gap, it's a turnoff. And she says, it's like you have poor dental hygiene. Okay, record scratch, and I'm like, what? She was like, well, I'm not attracted to a man with a gap. Boom! Okay, let's stop there. We've been hanging out 6-7 months. We've been having a great time. Like I said, there was sex involved, but because I have a natural gap, you don't want to take it further. And like I said, I was in my mid-20s. And of course, outwardly, when she made the statement, I didn't react negatively, or go off or get mad or upset. We still had a great day, But when I went home, of course, I was in my feelings, and I'm like, I'm hanging out with this chick, we having a great time, and something like my natural gap in my teeth is something that's turning her off, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, let's fast forward that. It was safe to say that 2 weeks later, that relationship was dissolved. And yes, not right away, but I started getting phone calls about, hey, I haven't heard from you, what's going on. And I did the manly thing by just not answering those calls. Because back then we were using pagers. So she would page me, and I just never paged her back. And then eventually she stopped paging. Did that affect me? Absolutely it did. I've never been married, and I'm not saying because of that situation I've never gotten married, but that situation is still in the back of my mind, how a chick can be with you. She can take advantage of everything that you're offering her and still not want to be with you. And so that's the general consensus I'm getting from my two friends for the reasons why they left this country. Now, they are older now they're at retirement age in their late 50s. And then, so some of the responses from women when men say those things is they say, "Oh, you couldn't handle a real woman," or that, you weren't strong enough to handle that type of woman with that type of attitude. Okay, who wants to be involved in a relationship where somebody really doesn't want them, and then that's the case? The way I look at it, if you're with somebody, and it doesn't have to be for a natural gap. It could be for various reasons why this chick is with you, and you know it. Okay, if you stay, to me, you're wrong, and you know she's not going to give you what you want. Traditionally, men, make more money than women, and so the numbers here in America, as the average man, not color-wise, across America, the average pay for a man in 2023 is between $40,000 and $55,000. Now, a man that makes over $55,000 to $80,000 is just 10% of American males. And then if you want to go culturally, I'm a black man living in the city of Detroit. And believe it or not, in 2023, the average income for a black man in the city of Detroit and state of Michigan is only $26,000. Now, I'm not going to get into why that is, the political ramifications behind it. I'm just stating the fact that in Michigan and in the city of Detroit, the average wage for a black man is $26,000. The average age for a white man, the average salary for a white man in the state of Michigan, in the city of Detroit, is about $45,000. Now, that's not a lot of money in 2023 for no one. And then you have women, when asked what would make them marry a male in 2023, what salary did that man have to bring in? These women are saying something like, $150,000, $200,000. And that number is just not there. The amount of men that make that money, what I'm trying to say, it's unrealistic for a female to think that a man is going to make $150,000 to $200,000 to meet, their requirements. The numbers aren't there. It just isn't there. They have, and I'm not saying all women. Please, I'm not saying all women. I'm just talking about the women that I've seen on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and then the numbers that are easily Google searched, that's what these women want. Now, myself, I don't mind giving you a range. I'm over 70, but under 100. I'm in that 10%. So, my friends just didn't like it because they couldn't find a traditional woman. And that's basically why a lot of these men are passport brothers or expats, is because the breakdown of men and women's relationships and thinking patterns. I'm a man, I'm not a female. I can't totally think on the female perspective of this subject. But yes, when I was younger, I wanted a wife and I wanted a family. I wanted the, white picket fence, and, me go to work and my wife go to work and us do this together. Raise our family, extend our income, take care of our home, take our trips, things of that nature. But for me, it just never came into fruition. Now, I'm gonna give you another example on how men and women think. I have 2 motorcycles that I have currently, and one I have in the layaway. You can check out that video that I talked about when I put my motorcycle in layaway. I just put it out last week. So, a friend of mine earlier this summer, and she's financially set. She is single, and she's in her 40s. She's done the right thing. She's did her research. She did her studying. She did her school. She's probably about $115,000 by herself. And that's great. So, I saw her downtown, and I was on my shadow. And she looked at it, and she says, well, I thought I saw you on a blue motorcycle a month ago. I said, oh yeah, I got 2 bikes. And she says, you got 2 motorcycles? And I'm like, well, yeah, I have, 2 motorcycles. And then she says, well, why would you have more than 1 bike? Once again, somebody's asking me, or, why I have more than 1 bike. And see, because I know the type of woman she is and how she spends her money, I know she went to New York and bought from the Dooney and Burke store, a Dooney and Burke purse. That's a purse that costs a lot of money. And I know she told me she paid $1,800 for one of these purses. And then she has a Prada purse. I know she spent $4,000 on that purse. She has Louis Vuittons, she has Gucci's, and she has Coach's. And then another thing, she has all these shoes. Now, so let me get back to my point. So I had to go to the things that I knew she told me about was the 2 purses that was $1,800, $5,000. So I said, well, look, my shadow, when I bought it, was $1,800. That's this bike I'm sitting on right now. I told her. And she said, the blue bike you saw me with, I paid like $3,000 on. But here's the difference between these motorcycles and your purse. My ST1300 has panniers on it, and I have worked off that bike. You guys know I'm in the trade. I got 90 liters of luggage capacity on that bike, and I have put my drills and my saws and all my equipment to do a job where that particular bike that I paid $3,300 for makes me money. On my shadow is the same thing. I put my panniers across the back of my bike, and I have put my tools in it and went out and made money. I say that $1,800 purse that you bought and that $5,000 purse you got, how much money did you make with those? And you know what I got? I got crickets. She said, well, I made that money. I can spend it the way I want to. I said, touche and ditto. I made this money to buy these bikes, but my bikes make money. So now let me get back to topic. I'm just trying to give examples on why a man I can see a man leaving because of the attitude of some women. Now, I'm not going to go too long on this. I would love to have people chime in on this subject of expats and passport bros. Let's continue the conversation and see what people are thinking about. And, be positive in your comments, but be truthful. All right, this is Solo Black 313, Rise and Ride. I want everybody to have a blessed day, and I'll see you the next time.